Hey guys, welcome back. It's your host Warren, and I got my co-host here,
So, guys, episode 23.
Andrew. Mellow. What's good, man? Episode 23.
Yeah, I'm good. It's been obviously a long week or two.
It's been a real long week, bro.
I'm actually glad we're able to do this episode today because we have a lot to talk about, man.
Yeah,
Um,
a lot of stuff has been going
a
on
lot
social
of
media. A lot of
real world stuff.
a lot of real world, a lot of emotion. You know, um. So let's talk about it. Let's
Let's
get
get
to
into
it.
it. Let's get straight into it. Yeah. So on May 25th, 2020, obviously this year, George Floyd, which rest in peace, fully rest in peace, like that. So he was murdered basically. He did not like an accident. George Floyd was murdered. Okay. There's no disputing that, right? There's like no,
Not from what
obviously
I've seen.
everybody here we agree with that. Four cops were involved with it. The specific cop, Derek I think it's Derek Chauvin, right?
Chauvin.
Yeah, I don't even care about his name. I didn't. I
Yeah.
really wish we didn't have to say his name, but for the point of what we're trying to make, obviously.
Yeah.
So he puts his knee on his neck for what the video was like 9 minutes long.
It was 9 minutes.
One of the hardest videos I think I've ever had to watch. By the way.
So you have watched the whole
Yeah,
thing.
I mean, I didn't like. Obviously, like I didn't want to,
Yeah.
right? But like, you almost have to watch it for like what's going on right now in the world.
Yeah.
You have to understand why, not just people but black people, like the black community is so angry, right?
Yeah.
Because this has happened time again,
Yeah.
right? This is like all these innocent black people are just cops are just mowing them down sometimes.
Yeah.
That's what it seems like.
Yeah.
So the whole 9 minute video is like he just begging, can't breathe, calls out for his mom,
Yeah. And she's dead. Yeah.
and I don't know, man. I don't know. It was so like what the fuck is happening?
It was crazy. Like just seeing the people who were responsible for taking the video.
Yeah,
I had mentioned to you this before, but I feel, my condolences obviously goes out to George Floyd and his family, and
yeah,
I mean our entire country right now that's grieving. But to the people that had to that were taking the video and were, I sometimes I wonder, like this is something that they're gonna have to deal with, a trauma, seeing something like that, and there was really
Experiencing it
nothing
in
that they
person.
could do.
You're
That
right.
was, I mean, they could have like what, like they can't call the cops.
The cops are right there.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like they can't, like, I mean, I guess they could have like gone over there and tried to rush them, but
and
then
get arrested or killed. Yeah,
you know. So it was just like I really felt for those people in that city. I just pray for them, man. It's just a crazy situation, man.
and who knew? Like Minneapolis, out of all the towns
Yeah.
or cities, this is obviously like it's such a weird time because like this has been happening to people of color for so long.
Yeah, it's not new.
Like why now, right? People are probably asking like why is this happening now?
I have asked that
Yeah, and you've asked that before. Like why is it?
because every month I'm mad.
So, yeah, something's
You know
happening
what
to
I mean?
people of color like all the time.
Yeah,
There's like Tamir Rice, Freddie Gray,
yeah,
Mike Brown. Like there's so
Yeah.
many people that you can go back and be like, why like this, right?
yeah,
So, you it just, bro, I don't know. It sucks, man, because like there's so much words to say for this,
mm-hmm.
and it feels like nothing's good enough. Nothing's gonna bring George Floyd back,
No,
nothing. But I'm glad that people are starting, like the world, bro. This shook the world, dude.
it did, and sometimes I guess I ask myself, like why? Because like what me and you were saying, and I don't mean that when I say that, I don't mean to take anything away from the tragedy, like, but obviously it was horrible. Anybody watching that probably needs therapy after you watch the 9 minute video. But
Yeah.
what I mean by that is like, I mean, ever since I can remember, like you said, the Oscar Grant, you know what I mean? Like, there's been so many people.
Was it what's the maybe you just said it, but wasn't Fruitvale Station based on a true story too?
Yeah, that
Like,
was
what
Oscar
the-
Grant.
Oh yeah,
So
okay,
he was
yeah,
just
yeah.
yeah, he was riding on the subway with his friends because his mom told him that she didn't want them driving, so he was
Yeah.
trying to do the right thing and took the train, and they got stopped on the train, and he was handcuffed, and a cop shot him and said, "Oh, he thought it was the taser." So like, so a bunch of people recorded that and watched that. You know, no justice for that.
So it took maybe you guys can help me out if I'm wrong here, but it took 4 days to arrest Derek Chauvin.
Yeah,
Okay, so obviously that's people were probably pissed that it didn't happen the day of, right?
yeah,
But so after the events of George Floyd dying, you see all these crazy videos of like protesters are outside this guy's house.
yeah. That was crazy.
Did you see how many fucking cops were standing outside this guy's house?
Yeah,
You guys look crazy, bro.
yeah,
You're protecting this guy?
yeah,
For what, bro? I understand that like you're not supposed to just let a crowd of people freely just like murder people. Like I'm not saying that, right? But y'all look fucking crazy. Standing out there protecting this guy. Obviously he had a wife probably. No, he does.
Yeah.
He did. Now
he did. She divorced him.
did they have kids?
I don't think they did.
Well, let's say they did.
make-
Let's play.
Yeah,
Let's
yeah,
play.
yeah.
Let's say they did. So obviously, I'm not advocating for like you let a group of people just go murder them, or I'm not saying that. But y'all looked fucking crazy, dude. And not only that, it took you 4 days, and the other officers just got charged today, right?
Yes.
So it took 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Why? See, and for a lot of you people out there that are watching, who isn't someone who's a person of color, you might ask yourself, why is everybody so mad? Why now? Why the rioting and looting and all that? Why is it happening now? Right? And you got to think to yourself, when did you sit back and say, hey, this is going to happen eventually if we don't change things?
Yeah.
A group of people aren't just going to sit back for hundreds of years and let it's just, remember how you mentioned this before, all the past deaths that have been happening?
Yeah.
We're just piling.
It is.
It's just, and we're just letting it pile and pile until this happens, and now we're all surprised that what's going on is going on, right?
Right.
There was even rumors that though this wasn't a rumor. So apparently, the cop who killed him and George Floyd, they worked together for a year.
Yeah.
So the cop who killed him worked at this nightclub as a off-duty guard, right, for 17 years, but they worked together for 1 year. Then it comes out that they said that the Asian cop that was in the video, his sister is that guy's wife.
Oh, I didn't know. Oh,
That's what they're, and,
that's
interesting. So hearing that now, right? Do you think it was premeditated? Like, do you think he had a beef with him? It seems like it, though.
I don't know. I really don't know. I mean,
if he says he didn't know George Floyd, do you believe that? There's no way you don't know him, bro.
Yeah.
You know him.
I mean, if he didn't, he's like, I mean, like you said, how could you work with somebody and not even recognize him?
You've seen him before, at least.
Right.
He had to have. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't believe that.
Well, if the whole that guy's sister is his wife, that's even more fucking weird, dude.
That's weird. That is weird.
This whole thing just it kept us at the days that after. There's more stuff started coming out. Then it comes out that this Derek Chauvin guy had 18 complaints filed against him.
18 complaints. The other guy had how many? The Asian dude.
Yeah, it wasn't as much as 18, but it was
still a substantial amount.
Derek Chauvin has shot someone before.
Yeah.
John was telling me last night that he heard that he caused a wreck that killed people. Like, dude, why is this guy's a serial killer?
Yeah.
He literally is a serial killer. Isn't that what a serial killer is?
Yeah. It's wild. I mean, I don't know. One of the things that I hope, and I think, man, one thing that I love about you, and I love talking to you, is because you're such an optimist. You know what I mean? And I don't know if you.
I never heard that before. That's good. That's
you
cool.
Are, you are.
Yeah.
I mean, and sometimes you even make me feel like I'm just not. But I mean, and like I really hope that this does change things because, you know, sometimes I sit to myself and I think, you know, like this has happened before. Like this happened with Trayvon Martin.
Mm-hmm.
This happened with um Rodney King. You know, like people protested and rioted in the '60s.
And George Zimmerman wasn't even white, bro.
Right. And
Eh, eh,
we're here. It's 2020. Like I mean, I showed you that video. I showed you a video on Instagram, I believe, where it was literally 3 generations of black people. One was, I believe, 47. The other one was 31, and the other one was 16 at a
Yeah.
protest. All mad from every generation.
Thank you for sharing me that video. That was actually, I was like, when I watched that, I was in awe of how.
Well, I wanted to show you that because it shows you how like we're not. Although you know, I mean, black people are not. We're not all this. We don't have the same. We don't want to deal with things the same way. You understand? Like some people want to go. You know what I mean? Set a police station on fire. You know what I mean? Some people want to deal with shit like Malcolm X. Some people want to deal with shit like Martin Luther King.
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
It's a war inside, you know, of our
Yeah.
community about how we should proceed. And it's always been like that. It's always been people that are like fed up, like, bro, you know, I'm tired of, you know, the Tupac type. I'm tired of asking. You know what I mean?
We're
I
just
want to
gonna do
kick in
it.
the door blasting. Like, I'm sick of, you know what I mean?
Yeah, because aren't you? We've talked about this before, like plenty of times. Like people like that aren't black try to use you guys.
Yeah.
Like, oh, if you're black, you can't be Republican.
Yeah.
You have to vote Democrat, bro. Black people are Americans just like everybody that fucking lives here, dude.
Yeah.
Black people have every right to do what we do. They have the right to freedom of speech. They can vote for whoever they want.
Absolutely.
It's because I'm glad you brought that up about like the different generation thing,
yeah.
because it's like I'm glad that like you said that, because like I said, some groups that have bad intentions like to weaponize the black community,
Yeah.
right? They try to like, if we get them to do this is, you know what I mean? I don't know if you agree with that or not. But
I do think there's people that definitely try to take, you know, you know, black people's like votes for granted, and you know what I mean, or throw out like, you know what I mean, some hot sauce in a bag.
Hillary Clinton type shit,
You know
yeah.
what I mean?
Hillary.
But yeah, it's like you said, like we're not we're not like just a swab of people that all think the same, man. We have different emotions and different you know, ways we think about things. But I mean, one thing that we do have in common is anger. You know what I mean?
What you, and bro, you
Most of
have
us.
every right to be angry.
Yeah.
You know, I've told you this multiple times, man. Like the scariest thing about this whole police brutality thing is that like that could happen to you any day.
Yeah.
I've told that to Ricky too. I've said, bro, that could happen to you any day, and that bugs me, bro.
Yeah.
That bugs me that I sit across from you every week. We message each other all the time, like one of my best friends, right? That sucks. That fucking bugs me that a cop could just end your life like that.
Yeah.
And most of the time, because before George Floyd, there was protests and stuff, the Rodney King. But most of the time, it just gets swept under the rug.
Well, you got to remember, if it ain't no tape, if it ain't no video,
I know. And like, so
But-
you could get killed like that.
absolutely.
And we're all going to be in pain and suffering and like, oh, you know, and we're just supposed to forget about it. No, that's why I like what's happening right now.
Yeah.
Because going forward, we're not about to forget about it.
Yeah.
You can't just do that. You can't just kill somebody. Obviously, in the video, the guy wasn't like, I'm going to kill you because you're black, right? That he obviously didn't say that, but come on, dude. What else do you need? This guy literally need him for 9 minutes straight.
I mean, and the craziest part of the video is like for 3 minutes, like he was kneeling on him for 3 minutes after he was out. And that's one of the things that it just looked so bizarre, and it was obviously uncomfortable to watch. But I was just looking at it like seeing, like, basically he's deceased right now. His face is in the street,
There's
and he's still kneeling on him.
because this is the video, right? So he's kneeling on him, and you see this guy bleeding, peeing himself, right? Because people said he peed himself.
Yeah.
And you're just kneeing him, like, in the grin on your face. Like,
with your hands in your pocket.
yeah, and you're just like, you're seeing this helpless man handcuffed. He's peed himself. He's bleeding. He's crying out for his mom. He can't breathe. To me, dude, that I just can't. I can't comprehend that, bro. The sad thing is you mentioned this. You mentioned this a couple seconds ago. The video thing. That has probably happened to so many black people.
Absolutely.
And it never got recorded.
Absolutely.
This is why I'm okay with the protesting and rioting that's happening. For all the people in the past, and we're not saying that, like, I know I'm about to get, I don't want to get emotional, bro. Like, you know what I mean? I don't want to get angry and emotional. But there's a lot of people who say that, but white people get killed, but this gets killed. Or, you know, those people that say, oh, but white people get killed by cops more, right?
Mm-hmm.
And to you guys who say that, because I'm looking at you guys that watch us, if white people get killed by cops more, why aren't you angry? Does that make sense?
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
That's what I'm saying. Like, your excuse for when black people say, hey, stop killing us, you're killing us, we're unarmed, you know, that kind of stuff. And your response is, oh, but they kill white people more. Then you should be mad too.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want, you know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to get I'm like, you know what I mean?
I mean,
it's a hard thing to talk about. You guys are saying white people get killed by cops more. Okay, then you should be mad too.
I think that, like, no matter what skin color you are, if you are die by the hands of a prick, you know,
Yeah.
who is behind a badge,
Definitely a prick, a bitch, prick,
yeah, or
all that shit.
That's fucked up. You know what I mean? Because this is in this country. You know, police aren't supposed to be the judge, jury, and executioner.
Aren't they supposed to be the protectors of peace,
Right.
or whatever they say?
We pay them to do that with our taxes. So
yes, sir.
For it doesn't matter what color you are. I will say that in my experience, the thing that it all stems down to is, like, you know, like personal bias or personal prejudice.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you know me, like my family knows me. I mean, you know what type of job I do, and I work with law enforcement. But
Yeah.
like, if you're a cop, and I'm outside of the city where I live in, because I know most of the cops here. So let's say I'm out in another city and I'm driving, and my blinker isn't working or something, and somebody pulls me over. They see a black dude with tattoos and dreads. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And they may perceive that as one thing. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And they don't know me, so they don't know that. They don't know my character. You know what I mean? All they have to judge me on is, like, what you see.
Yeah.
So,
which sucks that you even have to say that.
Yeah. So, I mean, it may be that, you know, I've been pulled over before, and, like, I could tell that, like, you know what I mean? Like, cops, not all of them, obviously, but, like, a few times I could tell, like, I'm, like, doing what he's saying. Like, okay, you want me to reach in the glove box and get my insurance, but I'm, like, getting my insurance. So you're like, well, you're making me nervous.
Has that happened to you?
Yeah.
Okay, so go ahead. Don't tell the whole story. But so he stops you.
Yeah.
He says, get your insurance.
Yeah, get your.
And you're like, I'm gonna reach into the glove box.
Yeah, and I'm gonna grab my insurance, and you're like, whoa, you're making me nervous. Well, I'm, like, thinking, like, what the fuck? How can I help that?
Did you? So I know you're a gun guy sometimes, right?
Yeah.
I mean, not sometimes.
Yeah.
You've told me that before. I don't know how you can sometimes be a gun guy. You know what I mean? But no. So
Second Amendment, I appreciate.
So you open carry sometimes, right?
Yeah.
So if you do have your gun in the car, right?
Yeah.
So when a cop pulls you over, what do you say? Like, because I'm not that big into guns yet. So
like, if I haven't been yet, but if I was stopped and I had my gun in the car, I wouldn't even say anything or mention it unless he like told me to get out the car. And then I would say, listen, I have, this on my hip. I'm not going to reach for it. You can reach for it or whatever makes you comfortable, but my hands are right here. You know what I mean?
Oh, but what if it's in the glove box? Do you say like, "Hey, sir, I have a gun in this car"?
I would just say I'd rather you come over here and get it because, yeah, I have my firearm locked in my glove box, so you can handle that. Proceed how you want to proceed, whatever makes you comfortable. That's me because like I know what could happen. You know what I mean? And I'm not trying to like. You posted a video on Facebook where the cop was like, "Gun."
Oh, well, he lied about that.
Yeah, like the kid is just sitting there, and the kid is like,
"My hands are up,
bro. My hands are up," and the cop is like, "What? You said you got a gun?" Like, bro, why is he not fired?
No, that's why I'm glad this is happening right now, America. That's gonna start happening, bro. You can't do that
because he's basically saying, like, he knows he has his officers behind him, that can hear him, and he's like saying like gun. Like, what do you think the officers behind him reaction is gonna be?
I think he was mad because the guy was talking shit, and I want to get into that too. I work retail, right?
Right.
And I have better control, than a cop with the gun.
Yeah.
Bro, people talk shit to you no matter what job you have.
Right.
Can you imagine if retail workers just come over the counter and start fucking pounding you?
Yeah.
That's what cops do. It's
wild, man.
That's wild that like we have more self-control
than some cops.
Because we'll get fired if we put hands on people, right?
Hell yeah.
You shouldn't be able like if someone's talking shit to you and you're a cop, you know what's wrong and right?
Yeah.
So if you're talking shit but you're not committing a crime, say, okay, man, keep talking your shit. I'm just gonna go. Like, okay, I don't want to deal with this right now. Like, there has to be better ways.
Even in the midst of these protests. What these protesters are protesting for, you still see
the fuckboy shit.
You still see the.
So let's get into that. So before we get into the protests and all the cities that are taking place in it and stuff, I wanted to get your thoughts on looting. So I know last week
You know my job, right?
I know. So not everybody is saying this, okay? I want to throw that out there, right? Because not everybody's the same, right? But a lot of people are saying that if you're against looting, you're anti-black. Or if you're against looting, you're anti, like, you're not with them, right? So I wanted to get your thoughts on that. Like, obviously, you know me. I know you. We know, like, bro, you wouldn't do this show with me if I was racist, right?
Yeah.
Vice versa. Like, we wouldn't do that with each other. So, I personally feel that you can be anti-police brutality. I'm not. You could be against them killing innocent black people. You could be Black Lives Matter, but still be against looting. A lot of people are saying you can't, man, and I just want to get your thoughts on that.
So, you have shown me that some people are saying that.
Mm-hmm.
Before you told me that, I was unaware that people were saying that.
Which just baffles me, by the way, that fucking baffles me that you didn't see that.
But it could be because you gotta remember our age difference too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We ain't that far apart.
Yeah. He's the OG though, for sure.
I'm the OG.
Yeah.
So it could be that because a lot, like, I'm probably one of the younger, people on my timeline on Facebook. So a lot of the people on my Facebook are, a little around my age or older. And if you're around my age or older, you would know that looting is a crime and it doesn't do anything for the community. It's counterproductive.
So what about Target though? Like, do you think it's like what? So the
Target in Minneapolis?
Well, a lot of the people were saying, right?
This
is what people are saying. Like, oh, like, why do you care that we looted a Target when, you guys only, like, why are you only bringing up the looting, but you're not bringing up the fact that, like, a cop just murdered an innocent person? Or, hey, why do you care about the looting? They have insurance on that building. They can get their stuff back. Why do you care?
What I would say to that is, isn't that like so I understand that sentiment, but you're not doing that though, because you're talking about both. So obviously, if you're talking about, we're talking about this subject here today, right?
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
obviously, you care, right?
Yeah, I mean, I obviously care. Yeah,
So
yeah.
so that doesn't make any sense to you, for whoever is saying that to you, because obviously you care about George Floyd. We wouldn't be here talking about this if you didn't. So you're expressing your opinion about that, but you're saying that you don't think looting is right.
Well,
Now, for what they're saying, if somebody is like totally like oblivious to what happened to George Floyd,
or just like black people's like what's been going on with black people for hundreds
for
of
hundreds,
years.
and
Yeah,
you're just like, yeah, man, that looting targeting is freaking, you know what I mean? Like, and this sounds a little odd, but even then, like those two things are separate. Looting is not protesting. Those people who are looting are not. That is not a protester. Like, I mean, look it up on the internet. What
yeah, I know.
protesting is.
I
Look
don't.
at the '60s
There
when
maybe there
people were
is.
protesting. It will show you. Protesting is like when Rosa Parks sat her behind down on a bus in the white section because she was tired.
Yeah,
That's a protest. Going outside when they say the curfew is 7, but you're going outside at 9 to hold up a sign, that's a protest.
yeah,
Civil disobedience, they call it, right?
yeah.
Looting is not civil disobedience. Looting is a fucking crime.
I think a lot of people
And
took
it's
advantage of it.
ghetto and it's embarrassing. And a lot of people that I've seen in clips are actually telling people, yo, like, don't do that because you're making us look bad, because they think we're all doing that. You know what I mean?
Which of course you guys aren't all doing
but
that. You know,
people,
I know.
people think, even black people think that. Me and you discussed that, right?
Well, I mean, because reports came out that like outside groups, like Antifa groups or like white supremacy groups, like the Proud Boys and stuff like that.
That was true though.
Well, yeah, and we're not disputing that, guys. I'm not disputing that.
The one where they were like on the internet.
But not every place that got looted was an Antifa group or a white supremacy group.
No.
And not every person who looted was black, and not every person who looted was white.
No,
right?
Watch the video. If you
I've seen
disagree with that, watch the video.
I've seen it on Facebook. Hey, bro, who has a Louis bag? Hey, bro, who has the new Jordans? Hey, I'm going to the mall. You want me to get you a new bag?
I've literally seen video.
Fuck you, dude.
I've seen video of this girl that pulled up to a store, left her car in the street, ran inside the store, came back out, and just drove away.
Yeah, hey.
I think it was in New York. New York is wilding right now.
I had it on my Facebook. That was
New
just
York
like,
is wilding.
yeah, it's bad. It's fucking bad, dude.
It's bad.
So
Chicago is bad.
Out of, let's say, out of 100% of the looters, okay, what percent do you think is actually doing it for justice? And I'm not saying me and you.
That's impossible. You can't loot and do it for justice.
I know.
Looting is that's a self-interest.
Well, a lot of people are saying, Warren, that like,
I'm gonna get this TV for George Floyd.
But a lot of people are saying it brings attention to what's happening. Well, no, hear me out. A lot of people are saying like, hey, we have to do this because silent protesting wasn't working, kneeling didn't work. So by us destroying your buildings and like robbing, like basically stealing from you, you're now like, everybody's awake to this now. Like everybody is seeing our anger. I'm not, I'm against the looting. Okay. I am. But from a certain standpoint, I can see like this, like what else did we expect when you have a group of people who are angry, they feel oppressed, they feel like they're trapped, they feel like America doesn't have their back, they feel like cops just want to murder them. Like I can see from a certain standpoint, like I can see why you're that angry, and you have every right to be that angry, right? But I don't agree with that. And I told you before we started filming, you can be both. You can be anti-looting, and you can also be anti-police brutality and anti, like, I don't want black people of color to get murdered anymore. That's not, you could be both, bro.
Yeah, I don't even see how they correlate. But, I mean, I understand what you're saying. You know my view on it.
But our show's not say what's... Our show's called Say What's Real. It's not say what protects your fucking feelings, dude.
Yeah.
I'm never gonna be like, dude. I don't get it, bro. Me and you are never gonna be like that.
No.
We're never gonna be. Oh, this is a show to protect your feelings, right?
No.
Like, we're not about to sit here and lie for you guys because a certain amount of you feel that way. You guys just heard Warren, bro. You just heard him.
Yeah.
On your Facebook, they're not talking about that.
No.
So because
I've
a
never
certain
seen
group
that.
of you believe in that, I'm not about to sit there and cater to you.
I wouldn't.
I'm not about to cater to you. You heard about the what the fuck is his name, dude? Guys, if you I'm not angry at like I'm angry because of what's happening. So I'm sorry that I'm like raising my voice, bro, but like I'm actually angry about what's happening in the world right now.
Yeah.
I'm angry that George Floyd and all those other people before him had to die. I'm angry that police just think they can walk around doing whatever the fuck they want to people. I'm angry that it took a week or two just to charge the other officers. Like, bro, that needs to change, right?
Yeah.
Can you look it up and beat us real quick? Who's the guy that just got killed last night? The 77-year-old retired
African American guy.
Yeah, I forgot what his name is, and I'm sorry if I forgot it, but he was a retired police captain.
Mm-hmm.
He got murdered last night because he was trying to protect his friend's pawn shop, and a group of looters murdered him. So everybody out there right now who think David Dorn, yeah, everybody out there right now who thinks looting is okay, bro, what does that do for you? Right? You just mentioned it. What does that do? You guys, okay, bro, like, what justice did that bring anybody? That just killed another black person.
Yeah.
Another innocent black person had to die when he shouldn't have had to die, bro.
No.
Why is no one calling that out?
I don't know, man.
Because don't you think it goes against what this whole thing's about? The world is waking up to the fact that police, we're done with it, bro. We're done with it. You're not about to walk around murdering our brothers, our sisters, our friends, our coworkers. That's not happening no more, right? But what does that do? What does that say to the outside people who see the David Dorn situation?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, man. I'm not trying to be all riled up.
No, man. I understand.
Because that could happen to you, Warren, bro. You literally can get killed by a cop, right?
Yeah.
And I know you're not for looting and destruction, right?
Yeah.
And if I said that on the news, like, hey, man, this was one of my best friends, and I know he would thank you guys for protesting and, like, making this a thing. But I know Warren wouldn't agree with the looting.
Hell no.
Oh, so his white friend has something to say, huh? His white friend is counterproductive. Like, it just sucks, bro, that, like, that could happen to you. And I'd have to sit back and be silent because I'm not sitting there, like, at the teat of what these people want, man. It just sucks, bro. It sucks.
But I mean, you know what me, as far as me, like, I always tell you, like, I say what I feel.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm honest. I'm an open book. We can have a conversation. You know what I mean? And I'm not ashamed to say anything that I feel. I don't think you should be either. We don't have to, and me and you don't agree on everything.
Oh, no, we disagree a lot, but in a good way, yeah.
You know, but we still have conversation, which is healthy. That's a lot of people don't have dialogue or conversation about this type of stuff. And I think me and you are just opening up a dialogue, and, you know, you may not get everything right. You know what I mean? Talk, like you said, on the stuff that we're talking about, you may not know everything. You know what I mean? About, you know,
I'm not educated on a lot of the stuff that we're talking. So
it's different. It's like you're not black, right?
Obviously, yeah, but sure, yeah.
When you're black, it works like this, right?
Mm-hmm.
So and it may not work like this for everybody, but in my experience and what my family, it's worked like this. So you go to school,
yeah,
and in school you have like American history. So say American history is like this, and then they skim over Black history like this, right?
Oh, school's so fucked up when it comes to Black history, dude.
Then we go home,
Uh-huh.
and our mom is like, no. So she gives us the real,
Uh-huh.
which is, you know...
I wish we would have got that too, bro.
And then we get angry.
Yeah.
That's, you know what I mean? Because then, you know, we're learning about the history, which is not
For American blacks, it's not good at all, bro.
It's not so pretty, especially for an 8-year-old kid that doesn't understand why somebody wouldn't like him or her because of the coarseness of their hair or the color of their skin. You're 8. You know what I'm saying?
You don't know about that kind of stuff.
You don't
Most
know
of the
about
time,
that,
you won't
and
know
you
about that
shouldn't
stuff.
have to. You know what I'm saying? But our parents try to instill in us like, look, this is what it is. So when you get older, you could be prepared to deal with, because you have to be ready. You can't just you don't want to just throw your kid out there like thinking that this is just some lollipop land where shit that happened to George Floyd doesn't happen. You know what I mean?
That's so, bro.
Like,
That's so sad that even has to happen to you.
yeah, to be a black mom,
Probably one of the
is
hardest
one of the
jobs
most
ever.
frightening things ever. You know what I mean? Especially of young boys.
Just being a black woman in general is, and I'm not trying to sit there and say that no one else struggles.
No, of course.
But
of course.
Beyonce did have a point. Like, black women are like probably the most disrespected people in America.
Yeah.
Even amongst their own community.
Yeah.
But especially outside their community.
Yeah.
You brought up a good point. And so me and Emily talked about this today. Literally today, which I'm really glad you just brought that up. The fact that you are a little kid, me and you at school, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're my best friend at school. We're on the playground, right? The fact that you have to go home, Warren, and your mom has to sit you down and tell you, you're a little kid, right?
Mm-hmm.
Your mom has to sit there and sit you down and completely fucking mind blown you. Just to destroy your world, right?
Destroy my world.
She has to, and she has to because your mom has to do that.
Yeah.
The black parents have to sit their kids down and be like, hey, look, I love you, but when you're talking to police, this is how you have to maneuver and operate.
Yeah.
Because police won't treat you like they treat your white friends.
Right.
And you as a little kid, you're like, what?
What the fuck?
Yeah, and I'm not saying school's wrong for this, because school, you have to be taught certain things to understand where we came from, where we're going. Parents and school are a lot of the reasons why people why racism is still being.
Yeah.
Because when we're in school, I don't know about you guys, because Justin, you can chime in on this if you want. When we're in school, bro, I didn't learn a lot of good things about black people, dude. Yeah. Everything I learned about black people was slavery, segregation. We're killing Martin Luther King. Like, all these people. Like, bro, what did we learn good?
Mm-hmm.
You guys didn't teach us about, like, George Washington Carver, who the inventor of peanut butter, right?
Mm-hmm.
I love George Washington Carver, by the way. He was probably such a cool guy. But in all reality, we didn't learn very much. Like, why didn't they teach us, like, hey, look at this black person who invented this? But they didn't teach us that.
No, they don't.
They taught us that, like, okay, so when we look at our black classmates, we're like, oh, so you guys were slaves? You guys were this?
Pretty much. School
is supposed to teach us that, right?
Mm-hmm.
But that's all they taught us about you guys.
In, like, 2 weeks.
And then everything else is like, like, February's Black History Month, right? Yeah. Like, bro, what? Like, what I'm saying is, like, school is fucking weird, bro, because, like...
It is weird.
They should be teaching us about the good stuff about you guys. They don't.
When you go over the Native American history, it's like this crazy, bizarre, watered-down bullshit of Christopher Columbus coming over.
Which Christopher Columbus is a guaranteed bitch, dude.
A fucking evil dude.
Yeah, I'm not... fuck Columbus Day, dude.
But our schools teach that he was some knight in shining armor and came over and they greeted the Indians and they had this beautiful dinner and danced around, and that's it.
So do you think that's why a lot of people, when you say stuff about Christopher Columbus, like, oh, what?
Absolutely.
We've been brainwashed, bro.
Yeah.
Probably for centuries, like hundreds of years now.
Yeah.
We've been like, oh, he invented America. He founded America. Like, you know, like... the reason, like, that hurts me more is because somebody who watches our show, he messaged me. His name is Axel.
Yeah.
He wanted me and you to speak about this George Floyd, police brutality topic. And you mentioned this too before about natives. Now, I have a niece and nephew who are native. I have actually all 4 of my nieces and nephews are Native. I have sister-in-laws who are Native. I know, like, I'm not Native, but I know, like, my mom is part Native, or, you know, family members. Heck, even Emily's a little bit of it. America has done so much wrong to Natives and Black people and all that stuff. You're right, bro. Like, we're just sitting on sin.
Yeah.
Literally, this whole thing is just, if we don't do something now, it's only going to get worse.
Yeah.
We literally, and I'm not saying we as in me personally.
No, you're talking about us as a country.
Yeah, because you know a lot of white people, they're like, oh, but I didn't own slaves. Yeah, we know, dumbass.
Yeah.
We know you didn't fucking own slaves, dude. Or, you know, like sometimes with segregation, well, I didn't say they couldn't drink out of my water fountain. Oh, yeah, dude?
Yeah.
Hey, guess what? We fucking know you didn't own slaves, dude.
Yeah.
What we're saying is we've benefited from a system that did, and
Right.
we didn't stop it.
Right.
We just kept going. We didn't own slaves. We didn't own slaves. We didn't, like, every fucking 10 years. We didn't own slaves. That's probably what's been happening, right?
That's exactly what's
every
happening.
fucking 10 years. We didn't own slaves. We didn't own slaves.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, we know, dude. But, what, you know, we're benefiting from a system that did.
Right.
And if we don't stop now, it's only going to get worse.
Yeah, because you know the people are just gonna keep being divided and divided
And angry and divided and angry and like, bro, like Native people, right? And I'm not going to compare struggles. We're not doing that, okay? But Native people were literally almost, what's the word? Not extinct. What did I say earlier?
exterminated.
They were literally almost exterminated. Native
Yeah.
people. Like,
Yeah.
no joke. They were literally almost, that's why it bugs me, bro.
Yeah. Me
Like,
too.
I'm not saying I came to America and did that, but someone who's probably related to me, or someone that, you know, they came here and literally almost exterminated a whole group of people.
Right.
Stole their land. Oh, yeah, we gave you guys reservations and casinos. Oh, is that good enough? No.
Yeah.
And like now they face a certain like, you know, there's stereotypes within like the Native community, like drinking and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But that all stemmed from us coming over here
Yeah.
and like
Because please believe that this is not the way it was.
I guarantee you, Natives seem like such cool people.
Right. Beautiful culture, man. One of my favorite, like you know,
Because they're more spiritual.
Latina culture, like Latino and Latina culture, Native culture. They're so rich in just like, you know, just like stylistically, you know, and whether you have like out here coastal Native Americans, like with the Seahawk, like the art and the like the totem pole type stuff, or whether you're talking about the Navajos and like Arizona with the clay pottery stuff. That was like one of my favorite things to learn in school. No bullshit.
What was that stuff?
All the different types of like Native American. Because think about that, like how many different types there were, and the way that they lived. They used the land. You know what I mean? To
And things weren't like difficult. They hunted. They took care of their family.
Yeah, right.
There was
right.
no like, hey, I was actually watching a Joe Rogan podcast where they said like back in the day when all the continents were together, people would come over this like bridge, this ice bridge, and that's where you got natives like Mexicans and like South Americans.
I can't remember the name of the bridge. I know.
And then when that bridge broke,
Bering Strait.
Yeah, I think it was that. He said 10. I think it was like, I don't want to like. Okay, maybe I'm paraphrasing. I always say that word. I think it was like 10,000 years. That's why Neil deGrasse Tyson. It's Neil deGrasse Tyson, right?
Tyson.
Yeah. He said that Christopher Columbus coming to America was one of the most important moments in like world history.
Yeah, because that
had been the first time that continent had contact with other people in like 10,000 years.
Right.
So that's why he says that's the most important moment in history, even though he doesn't agree with what Columbus did.
Yeah.
You know, so either way, bro, like, and I'm not, it sucks because like, I used to be one of those people that was like, oh, I didn't own slaves. I didn't kill the natives. I didn't do that. So why do I, you know what I mean? But now thinking about it, it's like, yeah, but I benefit from that system.
Right.
And that has to go, bro.
Right.
It does. It's just
And it doesn't mean that, like you said, like you didn't do anything wrong. Like nobody. Well, yeah, maybe there's some people saying that. That obviously, you know, me and
I
you
don't know.
talked about. I don't even know what to say to that. But like, you didn't do anything wrong. But like you said, if you benefit from like this system that works, you know, in your favor, and you see it, but you like don't. If you're ignorant to it and you don't know it, and you know, so be it, I guess. But if you see it and you know it and you don't, you know, you don't want to say anything, you don't want to, you know what I mean? Like that's just crazy to me.
It's changing now. Like
Yeah, and it
it's
is changing now, and it is changing.
Well, I'm like
now.
for me, I'm changing
Well,
that.
the world, I think too,
No.
and you know, like you said, I think people as a whole, especially in the United States, of all colors, are just like, damn, like enough is enough, bro. Like, you know, like, and I'm just happy to see that, you know, the people that don't believe that brown people in this country face a lot of issues. I'm glad to see that circle is like small and small.
It's
you know,
gonna get
it's
smaller,
gonna
bro.
get
We're
smaller.
snuffing them out, dude.
Right, we're right. And because like I've been on the radio and I've, you know, hearing like Nike say stuff like, you know, where we stand with you and all that and stuff like that. Like that's like super encouraging.
To see all these companies,
yeah.
Yeah, they should have done it. I'm not gonna complain. I'm not black, bro. So maybe black people have a different view on this, right? They're gonna obviously have a different view on this. But now all these companies are like, you guys should have been doing that, bro.
Yeah, they should have.
Don't only do it when we the people put pressure on you.
Right.
For all the white viewers at home, this wasn't an attack on you at all. This wasn't an attack on you, right? But what Warren said is, and what I said is true. We benefit from a system of murder, colonization.
Yeah.
We gotta, and I'm not, we're not, we just gotta understand, yes, we didn't own slaves. We didn't, you know, but if you just say to yourself, like, hey, yes, I benefited from this. This isn't fair. We got to give other people a fighting chance. You're not, like, we're not, that's not wrong. It's okay to change. It's okay to say, hey, look, I've benefited from a system of racism and murder, and I don't like that anymore. Bro, I told you this earlier. Like, I have nieces and nephews who have brown skin.
Yeah.
I don't want them to grow up in a world where a cop could kill them because they fucking crossed the street.
Yeah.
My little niece can get maced because, you know, I don't want that, dude.
Yeah.
It scares me. It scares me that they could grow up in a world where that's a possibility.
Yeah.
That's not fair, bro. That's not fair to them. It's not fair to anybody who's brown or black or, you know. And we spoke on Latino and Latinas just a couple seconds ago. Like, you know, I'm half Mexican, and a lot of my community is just as racist, bro.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people don't like talking about that, but a lot of, even Emily's family from Guatemala, a lot of them are dude, you should hear stories, bro. When they say, oh, pinche black people, you know, like that. And I know that makes people uncomfortable as fuck, bro, but that has to be talked about.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff, if we continue to talk about it within our communities, our families and friends, stuff will start to change.
It will.
The more you hide it is when it's going to start, like you said, anger, the fucking, you know, a lot of fucking Mexicans and Asians, bro, are racist as fuck, dude.
Yeah.
They're trying to pretend like they are.
And for the people that, you know, that like when, you know, people are saying, like we talked about this before, but I don't think of like, it's so all lives matter or Black Lives Matter. I guess that is a group, but I mean, did they call themselves a group?
So I don't know,
To
like
me,
100%.
to me, that's a phrase.
There's a group and a saying.
That to me, that's a saying that has been being said for like years and years and years before I was even born.
Yeah, I know. Well, I know one of the reasons Ricky doesn't like the group is because it's funded by a white person.
Yeah, so I'm sort of
So
confused about that. I get that there's a group, but to me, like it's a saying that I know that like I've watched like film and stuff, and they were saying that but like I said before I was born. Um, and for the people who are like, well, yeah, all lives matter. Well, obviously, fucking not. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
dumbass. Obviously, all lives matter, but Black lives have to matter first
Yeah,
before you can even say that.
well, yeah, once Black Lives Matter, then then finally, once I should say it like this: once brown people's lives matter too, then all people lives matter, because we know white lives matter, like obviously,
Yeah, we know fucking
like obviously white lives matter.
yeah.
I mean,
So when people say all lives matter, right? It's like, bro, are you that fucking dumb? Are you dumb? Bro, of course all lives matter, dude. Of course.
it's weird.
But why are you saying that when people say Black Lives Matter? Yeah, of course or my life matters too. Hey, you fucking prick. Of course your life matters.
Right.
Of course all lives matter. But do they matter right now? Do Black people's lives matter?
Did George's life matter to the
Apparently
dude?
not to that cop.
Exactly. So
Did fucking Tamir Rice's life matter when he was just a little kid playing with a toy gun? Obviously not, jackass.
right.
Like, bro, it's so weird. It's weird,
It
dude.
is weird.
It's weird, bro.
It is.
Like, it's weird that's what your response is. Your response is that.
Yeah, that's her response.
It's so fucking weird, dude. Like, of course all
cringy.
lives matter, you asshat.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Like,
I think a majority of Black people who say Black Lives Matter, of course they know that all lives matter, bro.
yeah.
But at the moment, that's not what's going on right now.
right.
So to get back into that the whole Minneapolis situation that's been going on, do you agree that they should do first degree murder, because they just moved it to second degree? Now a lot of people are saying that if they do first degree, that it's going to be harder to prove, so he might walk.
Mm.
So I want to get your thoughts, bro. Like, do you think that second degree fits what's happening, or do you think that they'd have a harder time proving first?
I think that second degree fits. I think all the cops should get second degree. I think every single last one of them should. Not for I don't know. First degree is murder with an intent,
Like pre-planned,
premeditated murder.
yeah.
Right.
So if they could prove that, then
So
cool.
if they could
But-
prove that to court, but as far as I know, I'm not the DA. I don't see,
Yeah.
I'm not preview to
because we
any of the
only saw a
information.
video.
Right.
Yeah.
So from what I see, I think they all should be charged with second degree murder. If it was me and I was in a car
Mm-hmm.
and I had four people behind me, four people in the car with me, right?
Uh-huh.
And I rolled up to this dude's house and got to an altercation with him
Yeah.
and shot him in a dome. Like, everybody in the car would be going to jail. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
Like, that's when they found that out and they found out who was on the car at that time, we would all be charged. So, like,
Have they released? Okay, so he's handcuffed. They put him in the back of the car. And what Justin was saying was true. Like, if you watch the video from the businesses around, he didn't look like he was giving them a hard time. Wasn't struggling. He's in the car. They pull him out, sit him down, walk him across the street, put him on the ground. Have they explained why?
no.
There isn't. Like, I mean, there's no good reason. There's no good.
But do you see the way they were using the door to like block the vision? Like, it's so blatant obvious that that's a lot of cops' technique to, like, they'll, like, if somebody's recording, to stand in front of the camera
And
while-
block.
and block.
And they know
Well-
we're allowed to record them in public.
Yeah.
Cops know that.
Yeah.
And they still like, don't record me,
And
get
they-
out of here.
And they will block the view of your camera so their friend can beat the dudes or females'
Dude,
ass.
it's so.
So the
it's-
fact that they were also doing that, and at one point, wasn't all three of them
Well,
on
there
this-
was three, like, with Derek Chauvin.
yeah,
Because the only one that wasn't actually
Was the
touching
Asian
him
dude.
was the Asian cop, but the other three were like on his legs, his back/butt area, then
Mhm.
the neck.
which all
right?
which all helped him die.
That
Basically,
I'm not gonna lie, bro.
asphyxiate.
That's some pussy ass shit, dude. It took 4 of you to
When
subdue a
he was
handcuffed man.
handcuffed. He wasn't fighting though.
He wasn't fighting. I know, but it's so weird. That's so weird, dude.
Yeah,
That almost seems like a movie,
yeah, it's weird.
like a plot of a movie. You know.
It was bizarre to see.
So what do you think about President Trump's response to all this?
I don't know. What do you say? I don't pay attention.
I
too
think
much
it's
to-
weird. I don't really like to either. But he has not been the leader this country needs. I could tell you that right now, dude. Trump
Yeah.
is not in my lifetime, one of the shittiest presidents we have ever had, bro.
But you know what though? People wanted a disruptor.
And they
Did
got
they
it.
not? That's what
They
they
fucking got a disruptor.
They got what they wanted. So
You know, and I know this has nothing to do with like George Floyd or police brutality, but obviously Anonymous.
oh,
You guys know
yeah.
Anonymous.
I'm a big fan.
If you still support Trump now, bro, let me know.
Let me know.
He released court documents where Jeffrey Epstein and Trump were basically bidding over a 13-year-old's virginity. And he actually ends up raping her, like tying her down. Like, get him out of office, dude. Get him out. I know past weeks, guys, I know I've said, oh, Joe Biden, right? And all the touch my legs and the whole Tara Reid situation. You and Joe Biden, literally, we need to get them out of here, dude. I made a Facebook post today. I want my nephews and nieces to grow up in a world where they don't have to decide whether to vote for a rapist or a rapist, bro. Get both of them the fuck out of here, dude. Don't you agree?
I don't think Joe Biden's a rapist, dog.
Okay, but his whole thing is I believe women and believe their stories, bro. But when
got
it
you.
comes to you,
I
I'm
got
sorry.
you.
I'm sorry. I'm not gonna go too hard on that. But anyways, Anonymous leaked all this stuff about, you know, because they've been able to hack the Minneapolis police website,
Yeah.
the FBI website. So Anonymous is the real deal. This isn't like
They're
some
the real
fucking.
deal, bro.
This is not some fake fucking, like, you know what I mean?
No, they're not fake.
I'm glad Anonymous did this because it just proves once again that Trump is not the leader this country needs right now.
Yeah,
He fucked up during COVID. That's the 100% the truth, dude. There was a report that Trump knew about the COVID stuff in January.
yeah.
So regardless, bro, like I guess there was this video where they had the National Guard just sweep these protesters out of this area. And then Trump walks across the street to take a picture at that church.
I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah, and obviously people were trying to compare it to a picture of Hitler holding a Bible, which ended up being photoshopped.
Right.
Which
right.
a lot of people get mad that like Facebook's like
do you
claiming
know
their
why
stuff is
he
fake.
do you know why he went to the church?
Because I heard that all the presidents go there, right?
Well, a couple days before, during the protest, they made him go to the bunker below the White House.
I heard that. Yeah, I heard that. Which is
And-
that's some pussy shit. Dude. I'm sorry,
so
that's some pussy shit.
So people were making fun of him.
Yeah.
So this motherfucker got the military to disperse a fucking peaceful protest
Yeah.
and tear gas a bunch of people so he could walk to the church across the street
And look cool.
and look cool.
Just stay in your bunker, fucking Stormy
Even-
Daniels, fucking rapist, bro.
Even the deacon of the church was like,
I heard they were mad that he showed up
they were
unannounced.
super mad because he just tear gassed. They just tear gassed a bunch of people
'Cause it makes
that
it
were
look
in
like they're
front of the
compliant.
church, right?
Yeah.
Like they were like, dude, like, what are you doing? Like they said he's never even been there before. Like he just like helped for a photo op. So I mean, I don't know. Like I told you before,
Uh-huh.
the people that are for Trump, it doesn't matter it doesn't matter what he does. There's pictures of him with Jeffrey Epstein together already.
It's fucking disgusting, dude.
That does not, like, ask Candace Owens about that, and she'll be like,
That's just a
climate
picture.
change is fake.
It's just a picture, though.
That's just a picture. I'm not gonna go off. I'm not gonna go off.
What would you say, right? Let's just say from like a normal person point of view, okay? Let's say there's a picture of somebody you know with a known fucking pedophile, right?
No.
What do you... That person's like, it's just a picture, right?
If Obama If
that
Obama
still looks
was
suspect
Jeffrey
as fuck.
Epstein's best friend,
You know he knows, bro.
people would be flipping the fuck out on that side.
I mean, they fucking flipped out when Obama wore a brown suit.
Right,
Imagine
right.
if he had a picture with the known
so
pedophile.
This dude, like, come on, bro. Obviously, like, you know, like, it was some, like, elite type shit,
Yeah,
and all the powerful people with the money played together.
it's disgusting, bro.
It is disgusting.
Next week we can go more into this. So for tonight's episode, before we go, I'm really glad we had this conversation, man.
Yeah, man.
I didn't mean to be riled up a lot of the times.
Sorry, man.
It's just I'm starting to realize, like, hey, me and you can use this platform for so much good.
We can.
A lot
of
of
voice, you got to use it, man.
yeah.
No matter what.
And I want people to know that the people that are watching, I want you guys to know I'm an ally, man.
Yeah.
I want to protect Black lives. I don't want cops murdering you guys anymore, especially the whole native thing we talked about. I want to start bringing attention to that kind of stuff.
Right.
Because it needs to be addressed, bro.
It does.
So all of the Black fans that we have, man, I'm 100% on your guys' side, bro. I don't agree with the looting, and you kind of don't either.
Kinda.
I mean, you don't. I don't agree with the looting, but that doesn't mean that I'm not on your side, bro. Like, I still can be both.
Right.
Warren actually wanted to end this episode off with a video of George Floyd's daughter.
Right.
And I think that's the best way to end this video, man.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful video. Obviously, she's like 6 years old.
Yeah.
So I think it's the best way to honor him, man, to show his daughter, show some family, like his brother speaking.
Yeah.
And just honor George Floyd, man. Even though you're dead, your death caused such a huge stir up.
Yeah.
That this is historically going to be one of the biggest years of ever, dude.
Yeah.
You didn't deserve to die for this to happen, but your death is going to change things, bro.
Yeah, it's going to mean something.
You know when people say, like, oh, when you die, it means something, right?
Yeah.
Like, for this one, bro, George,
yeah,
obviously your life shouldn't have been taken for this to happen, but hopefully things start to change, man.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's actually how we're going to end tonight's video off, guys. So, do you have anything else to say before we go?
I mean, I think you ended it nice, man. Like I said, like you said, unfortunately, you know, George's life was cut short. But, you know, if you think about it, like, we all say, like, damn, when I go, you know, I hope the world remembers me for like some good that I tried to do, or remembers me for something. And, you know, the whole world will remember, you know, George, and as the, you know, the turning point for, you know, him being such just a beacon of just like innocence, and just a father, you know, trying to live his life. And unfortunately, over like a call of a counterfeit $20 bill, which we don't even know whether that's true or not.
Regardless. Maybe George didn't know it was a fake 20.
Right.
So
exactly. So, but you know, we appreciate you guys for tuning in today for some, you know, good conversation to help build, man. That's what we're all about, is building. Next week we got something good for you guys. And you already know we're gonna continue this road, bro.
Yeah.
Keep it coming. Keep it coming. Yeah. Me.
But yeah, until next time, guys, we're going to end off with this video. So,
Peace.
That's right. Daddy changed the world. Wait, we don't.
She did what?
That changed the world.
Daddy changed the world.